of the knots in your stomach. Leadership is not just about your education and experience, it is about the heart. And when you hold grudges, it blocks your heart and can stop you from creativity, productivity, and collaboration. Once you learn to free yourself up and utilize the magnitude of your heart, it creates a cohesive environment that allows for clarity, connection, and compassion, creating the life and business you desire. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming Brenda Reiss to share with us this afternoon. Hooray!
Thank you. Thank you so much, Debbie. And thank you, Cindy, for providing this beautiful platform.
Absolutely. So I'm going to unshare so you can share your, feel free to share your,
Great. I will do that in just a second because I want to start off. So I'm going to be going back and forth a little bit because I have a PowerPoint to share with you today, but I also like to create connection by seeing faces. I miss that, you know, I miss being able to be live. And so creating connection, at least I can see faces. So, you know, our lives are not calm flowing rivers, right? Relating to others, right? Whether it's family, friends, or business colleagues is always accompanied by the risk of being hurt. And all of us have dealt with profound feelings of betrayal, injustice, and loss of an important expectation, whether it's in business or at home. The question is, do you let such occurrences consume you and hold you hostage? So that's what I had done. I had allowed those things in my life to hold me hostage, which ended up with having a lot of physical ailments like we heard earlier. I ended up with a back fusion, a neck fusion, and a brain tumor. I ended up with adrenal fatigue and along with other depression, anxiety. And, you know, I had to figure out what was going on. And so what I had learned in my journey, I didn't know it was forgiveness that I needed. And it was forgiveness that found me, the forgiveness work. And that's what I want to share with you today. And in my journey, I'm going to share my screen. I'm not able to share it, Cindy.
okay. Let's see here.
There we go. Thank you. So in my journey, I discovered that in Aramaic, forgiveness means to untie the knot, which I thought that was brilliant, right? To untie the knot, because how many of you have had that knot in your stomach, right? When you have felt you have been betrayed, or when you felt you have betrayed someone else, right? Or when you've done something wrong. So we feel it, whether it's in our stomach or wherever it's at in our body. And to untie that knot, there are some things that we can do. And we can start with the understanding that forgiveness is a choice and a fundamental skill that is important in everyday life, in business, and with family. And I want to come back because sometimes people have a hard time with understanding that that is a choice. You know, we want to keep in mind too, that when we think of forgiveness, we think of reconciliation. I get that question a lot. And it's not necessary to remain friends with someone who has wronged you. We can feel full freedom of forgiveness without that reconciliation. But if we do want to reconcile, forgiveness is a very necessary precursor to reconciliation. Okay, because like we have that right in our businesses. We have that with clients we've had difficulty with, or business colleagues we've had difficulty with. And sometimes we want that reconciliation. But the forgiveness happens internally. Forgiveness is about becoming more fulfilled, healthy, and effective. So we're going to talk about 3 things that we can cultivate to untie those knots and be stronger leaders in our lives. And the first one that we're going to do is create awareness. That's our step number 1. Now we hear this a lot, right? The word awareness. But you know, we can't gain awareness unless we know what's there, right? So it's those hidden beliefs and patterns that we find. And it's a lot of people have an idea that a pattern is there, but it keeps showing up. So do you guys have that? Do you have an awareness of what your belief or pattern is? what we have is we can take a look at what's showing up in our lives. Now, on a personal level, one of mine was picking emotionally unavailable men and thinking that they really had a problem, and it gave me power to blame them. Little did I know that it was me that was emotionally unavailable. That was amazing to discover, and so that I can be in a really great relationship today, and I can create really good relationships. Now, on a business level, in the beginning of my business, I noticed that I was drawing to me clients that had a lot of anger. Anybody have that in coaching? I was always trying to make them feel better, but through the forgiveness work, I found that I was the one that was extremely angry, and I was burying it because I was afraid to look at it. And partly I didn't even know it was there until I had those kind of mirrors for me. And to become aware, we can ask ourselves a question. I'm going to go back to sharing. And that is, what do I continue to feel resentment or anger about? We must be willing to be honest with ourselves. Becoming willing to shift our perspective on forgiveness can help us to see that what bothers us in someone else might be a mirror, just like I mentioned above. So if I'm angry at someone for being dismissive, say, if I'm honest and self-aware, I might discover that I've been dismissive to others. What's bothering me is my own behavior just as much as the other person's. And when I can see the pattern, then I can do the process to find the belief that is running the pattern. This helps me to come to a place of understanding, and then I can move forward rather than sit in my own anger, which causes unproductivity in all areas of our lives. The next thing is willingness. This is the ability to entertain the idea of change. It is through the willingness that we can explore those patterns and beliefs without judgment and bring in curiosity. And being willing also allows us to ask ourselves a really important question, which is, what is this resentment costing me? Where is it showing up? Time, energy, money, emotionally, mentally, physically, or in your relationships? For me, it was all of them. The cost can affect us in lack of energy, feeling like we're wasting time, physical ailments, like I mentioned earlier, depression or anxiety, weight gain because resentments are heavy, and stress causes unwanted weight. Allowing ourselves to contemplate the cost versus what perceived benefit we are receiving from holding on to that resentment or grudge can be a game changer for releasing that resentment and becoming willing to do our own internal work, because it is internal work that we need to do, and that requires self-responsibility and taking action. So a lot of people don't like that self-responsibility word. How do you guys feel about it? Right? So sometimes it has a negative connotation to it, but some of us, it's like we know we need to take responsibility. And you know, when we think about this, movement and choices bring freedom. Choosing to take responsibility for your part of holding on to grudges or resentments and then taking action is a bold move. It means choosing differently and consciously creating your life instead of being held hostage by the past. Owning your decisions in your life and taking action and forgiveness, it can be one of the boldest things you ever do, and so worth it. Because when we take responsibility, then we get to ask ourselves this question. What is it that you really want in this relationship or situation? A lot of people really think that, oh yeah, I know what I want. But do you really, when you really think about it? And then, how might forgiving these resentments benefit me? Some people will say it's peace of mind, more creativity, more energy, be happier in their relationships, show up more in their life and business. The possibilities are endless with forgiveness. Because when we understand the cost, right, and the benefits of our beliefs and actions, it can motivate us to make the changes that we really do want to make. When we take the time to go through these simple steps with the resentment, we give ourselves the gift of the freedom from the past. So just imagine if you were able to release the knot in your stomach and feel peace. Just take a moment, because we all have something. We all do. Whether it's global, whether it's local, whether it's personal or in business. So I like to just take a moment and just imagine if you were able to not have that anger or resentment or feeling less than or whatever it is that's coming up for you regarding a person or situation. Because our resentments are based on past conditioning. Our conditioning had its purpose, and now it's time to reframe it. This way we can choose how we want to live and be present instead of being sideswiped by our past. Studies show that those who lead a forgiving lifestyle are less likely to suffer from high stress, mental and physical issues, and they make better choices while living a healthier life. So to cultivate more forgiveness, you can reflect on your own forgiveness level. Identify what holding a grudge is costing you in time, energy, money, and your sanity. And ask yourself, what is really, truly the outcome that you desire? Is it more peace? Is it to move on? Is it to just feel comfortable in your own skin? Is it to, how can I move forward in my business and my life? Because they both are intertwined. How we do anything is how we do everything. So holding that together is important. And forgiving means not being a prisoner of the past. When we forgive, we don't change the past, we change the future. So I have a free gift for you if you'd like. It's a forgiveness list, and you can find it here at this link, and I'll post it in there also. But what I want to share about the forgiveness as I close the forgiveness list is that forgiveness isn't just about anger and resentment. Forgiveness is about creating an environment of acceptance and allowance so that we can truly show up as who we are and allow other people to do the same. Because how many of us get really irritated at other people, right? How many of us do that? We do. And it's like, oh, there's a couple ways to look at that. So we can learn to accept them while also learning and seeing, is there a mirror for me? Is there something I need to learn about myself? And so as we do that, the forgiveness list is a great way to start, because what it does, it's a tool that is really important. You can list the person, the brief situation, and you can, how you feel, because feelings is so important. And then you can see the pattern and the beliefs that show up in your life. And by that, that's how you start. By that awareness is how you start creating more acceptance and allowance, because then you see it, you feel it, and then you can release it so that you can move on and create the life that you really want to live. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Brenda. What a timely and beautiful message. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a quick screenshot in here. What I want to encourage you is, this is the time for our epiphanies and ahas, things that Brenda shared that you're going to be taking with you after this, this call today. So for me, Brenda, I'll just start us off. When you said the way we do anything is the way we do everything, I've heard that before, and I love the reminder because it's so true. So if we can change anything, we can change everything, right? That's a beautiful message.
Absolutely.
Any other epiphanies or ahas out there? And thank you, Debbie, for introducing Brenda. You did a great job as always.
I'll go, Cindy. I was reminded, Brenda, and thank you for this, when you were talking about know what you really want. I remember my personal development journey started back in probably 2004, 2005. And a life coach asked from the front of the room, what do you really want? What do you really want? And I was the enthusiastic participant, and I jumped up, which is unusual for me, but I did. And I started going off, and he stopped me and he said, do you realize you haven't talked about a single thing you want? All I had said was all the things I didn't want. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. And that was a moment that changed my life and really helped me start thinking about the language that we use in this process to design this beautiful life that we have. So thank you for bringing that little nugget up for me again.
Yes, beautiful. Anybody else?
I have one at the beginning of Brenda's talk where she talks about when you see somebody else do a thing and it triggers something, it could be a reflection of what you're doing. And I noticed that when I feel like, oh, I don't want to offend anyone, it's because I actually realize that maybe I get offended a little bit too easily, and that my fear of offending other people is because I'm so sensitive.
Awareness is a beautiful thing. So
Yes.
thank you, Brenda, for setting the stage so that we can all have these different epiphanies. So one more epiphany or aha or takeaway. Going once, going twice. I can't see everybody, so I can't see if anybody's moving here.
So Cindy, could I do one more thing?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
So I'm wondering if you could unshare the screen so we can see all the faces. And then we can go to gallery view and see everybody.
Brenda, Brian?
Yes, I think, critical factor is accountability, that we take responsibility for the life we're creating, because if we continue to point a finger forward, if you take a look at your hand, you also have 3 fingers pointing back at you. And one of the issues, I think, is that when we want to make it about other people, what's the real issue here is that we actually are losing sight of what we could be doing to take control of our own lives in a really powerful way. So anytime we can be accountable for how we're feeling is an opportunity for us to actually change the dynamic with another person.
So true. That's beautifully put, Brenda. So thank you, Brenda Reiss, for sharing so eloquently and beautifully with our community. We really appreciate it. Everybody give her a hand. Thank you. So as a parting networking nugget, Brenda has given us, when we forgive, we don't change the past, but we can change the future. So true. So I'm going to move on to the next part of my, and I'm going to do so very quickly. So I had prepared something for you, and I'm going to be sharing it in its prepared format. Let's just put it that way at another time. But I wanted to make sure that we gave everybody the opportunity to share, and I hope you found value from our networking today. We've got about 15 minutes before we close. So in the next module, I'm going to share with you just a very, very quick overview of the 6 seasons for abundant gardening, as well as relationship building. It's 2 processes that I've created. This is the view of my garden from my master bathroom. So this is what it looked like as of yesterday. So everything's coming in beautifully. 2 of my passions are organic gardening and relationship building. So as I participate in both of these amazing activities that bring me so much life, I frequently have flashes of insight on how very similar they are. So networking really is more like gardening than you might think at first glance. This is a photo that Marley took of my garden in June, and so it's actually grown quite a bit, but it's, if you're wondering what's under that mysterious floating row cloth, I have my kale and broccoli and lettuce, and then beyond that is the squash that you've seen has grown quite a bit. So I've created a process while I was in the garden, on my knees, literally, digging in the dirt. And I had this epiphany, really of what you do when you plant a garden, when you put a garden in. And so the process is you plan, prepare, plant, then comes prune, pick, and prosper. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that. And it just dawned on me that really there's an overlap in the process of planting a garden or building relationships and the process of the 6 steps for exceptional connecting that we teach at our networking luncheons. And so I'm setting the stage for our breakouts that we're going to do. And again, I'm going through this very, very quickly. So if you like what I'm sharing with you, come join us again, and we will continue to flesh it out. But our 6 steps for exceptional connecting are that we connect. We want to connect deeply. You know, in connecting, we're discovering what people are up to. It's important to listen, and listen with the intention of wanting to know what that person is about, who they are, what's important to them. Once you have connected, discovered, listen, which by the way can happen in 60 seconds, can happen very quickly, or it can take time. But if you really listen and discover, then you're setting that foundation to be able to contribute. And contributing is being able to give suggestions, ask permission to give referrals, to be able to, really give back to that person. And then of course, following up is important to nurture that relationship, build that relationship, and then continue to nurture that relationship. And every time you do that, you deepen that relationship. So going back to the lessons gleaned from the garden, I've noted that this is not a process where it's plan, check, prep, check, plant, check. And if you're thinking the analogy of a garden, it's not necessarily just doing that in the garden, but I want you to lay on top of that, our networking and building relationships. You plan what networking events you're going to, you prepare for it, you get your business cards, you reach out to people and let them know you're going to a meeting, you dress appropriately, you basically you sow seeds and water them, nurture them, which, basically you're planting those relationships. Pruning is when you really it's a time to eliminate, streamline, clean up, weed out anything that will divert focus from positive results. And picking is the season that I enjoy the most. That's when we get to, reap the benefits of the harvest, being able to just really enjoy friendships like we heard at the beginning of the meeting, people just being grateful for connections and grateful for relationships, harvesting the crops that we have, and being discerning on when we do things in our business. So I just wanted to be able to lay both of those processes on top of each other, if you will, and be able to remind you of them, because that's the core of relationships. And I thought I'd give you another aerial view of my garden, the strawberry patch and different pots that I have. I had the opportunity for the second time this year to see my little 2.5-year-old granddaughter. And so, this is part of nurturing, right? You're watering your plants, and then we're picking here. I was giving her the sweet peas and she was putting them in a little container, and we were picking strawberries. So there's something beautiful about just the art of being able to plant things as a gardener and be able to nurture relationships. Here's a beautiful photo when we had strawberries. Our strawberries season just ended, but Marley generously came to my garden and took some pictures when the strawberries were just ripe, and then being able to harvest lettuce for salads is a daily event. So it's important to be able to nurture your relationships like you tend a garden, to take action to cultivate and care for your relationships. Just like we don't start off with a harvest, we start with seeds. You don't start with great relationships, we end up with them. So the investment of time, effort, and consistency allows us to reap the rewards of being an exceptional connector. So my encouragement to you in closing is nurture your network. Remember, your community is here to support you. You are not alone. A strong network is the sum of many different parts, and just like a garden, your network requires consistent attention. Give it the right environment, warmth, and love, and it will flourish and bear fruit. And don't forget to plant lots of seeds. So stay tuned for any mention of my garden parties. I'll be having them in August, and love to have you join me, and being able to enjoy nature, and also being able to just kind of you know, enjoy the bounty of our relationship garden. This is a photo that was taken last year. So cultivate your connections by discovering, listening, contributing, following up, and remember again to nurture your network and enrich your relationships in your life. And it is true. The key to wonderful life is exceptional relationships. So the next piece in closing is our connection exchange. And so we're going to be going into breakout rooms and have an opportunity to do some one-on-one here. So just give me a second. Okay, so how was that quick overview? Is that okay, guys? All right, I'm going to unshare, stop share here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put us in breakout rooms. So you'll have about 2 minutes per person. And this is not a commercial opportunity. So this is where I want to encourage you, although I went over it quickly, on the 6 steps to exceptional connecting, we talked about connect, discover, listen. So this is a time to just, you know, say, what is going on in your life to the other person, and have them have a conversation where you can connect, discover, listen. And then I want to encourage you in the chat box while you're in the breakout room, I want to encourage you to exchange contact information, your name and your email, so that you can set up a Zoom call with the person that you were in the room with. This is, again, kind of like the elevator commercial. It's an opportunity just to kind of initiate that relationship, and then you can take it to the next level as your homework assignment after this. So I'm going to go ahead and open the breakout rooms up. And let's see how we do here. Okay, so I'm gonna just name you off and I'm gonna pop you into the room. And then for those of you at the end, if once we're done, I'll pop you guys back. Be sure to connect, discover, listen. Again, that you're gonna be contributing, follow up, and nurturing that relationship offline. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Annie with Erica in room 1. Okay, and then breakout room 2, I'm gonna assign, let's see here. Did I do that right? Breakout room 2, I'm gonna put Kathy Johansson with Heidi Rickard. And then breakout room 3, I think you're gonna have to, guys, wait until I get through all of them. It looks like it's making me wait now. So Chuck and Gail in room 3. Room 4, we're gonna put Brenda and, let's see, Brenda and Nicole. That's room 4. Room 5, let's do Dave and, how about Dave and Joel? Get you guys in the same room. And room 6, let's do Karen Koenig and Ken Rosengren. And room 7, let's do Dorinda and Kathleen Bolame. Room 8, let's do Diane Thompson and Marley. And then room 9, we'll go ahead and put Kim Pelham and Rakshana. Go to it, guys. You'll have to accept and join, and then you'll go into the room. So Gail, you're gonna have to hit join the room. And Marley, you're frozen. Click join the room, Gail. Welcome back.
Hi, I've got to run, Cindy. I've got a client. But
Okay.
it was great meeting up. I'm talking to some of my old colleagues from Nevada.
Nice.
Okay, I will see you soon.
Okay. See you this afternoon. Thanks
Bye.
for joining us. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
How's it been for you? Have you? Pardon?
He was darling. Heidi was darling.
Yes, she's a sweetheart. She's coming over to visit my garden later today.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna have a little iced tea, I think, or
Fabulous.
lemonade, something like that. Catch up.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yay. Well, thank you. This was lovely. I don't think I'm going to make it to August. I have a surgery coming up at the end of this month.
Oh my goodness. Well, keep us in mind on the second Tuesday. We'd love to have you join us because we have a lot of chocolate lovers in our community.
Yeah.
I hope you get a lot of nice response. Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Glad to come back. Glad to have you back. Karen, I haven't seen you in a long time, girl.
I know. Well, it's because I can't always come to your meetings.
I know. Every other month, but we love having you when you can join us. I'm glad so I partnered you and Ken, right?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
How was your visit?
It was good. It was good.
Ken is an amazing gentleman, and I really mean gentleman. And we did a conversation to connect, and you'll have to go to my Exceptional Connections YouTube channel and check it out. he shared his 10 secrets. I don't know if he told you that. I call them secrets, but they're 10 steps to living the life you love, basically. Anyway, we had a great call. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Ken, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Ken, I have somebody I'm going to be introducing you to maybe later today, tomorrow. A gal I was talking to, and I was sharing about your kind of philosophy, and she was very intrigued by it. So I'll be connecting you with Barbara Krause.
I would love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you made some exceptional connections there. And as I mentioned in the chat box, be sure to switch contact information and follow up offline. We've heard some great stories of people that, you know, they made the initial connection, but it's fun to be able to have a little more time to develop that relationship and find out what people are up to, and amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and close the rooms and encourage everybody to, we've got 120 seconds there to jump back. So while we're waiting, tell me about your experience meeting with your breakout buddy. What'd you learn? Hey guys, welcome back.
I learned that Ken says he's just a real estate agent, but that's a hard job. But that's not really his passion. So his passion is helping people lead a good life, or lead the life that they want to live. So.
Yes, and he has a big goal. You're going to be you're going to be a long liver. Or you must, I should say it this way, you must have a long liver because you have a big goal. You're going to be around for a long time.
I hope so, because it is a big goal, but I hope so. So either that or just got to hurry the hell up and start meeting in big rooms with lots of people, right?
That's right. Both are true. Let's see here.
I was impressed with the fact with Karen. She's a financial planner, but she takes it to a different level. She wants to communicate and have conversations with people to help them through the process, not just with the financial planning, but to have a bigger picture of their life. And that kind of wraps up in with what I do as well. But it's that big picture thinking. And you know, a lot of the financial planners I've talked to, it's just they want to get you in the office and they want to get you into a plan so that they can get your money and put it into whatever it needs to do to make money. She looks at the bigger picture of what you're really doing, and is this what you really want to do? And it was really impressive to hear that. So I really appreciate your time, Karen. Thank you.
Yeah, she has a lot to offer, Karen. You're very gifted. And by the way, Karen, I'm working on the schedule since we were, doing things online here. So I haven't forgotten you. We're wanting to plug you in as one of our spotlight speakers. And originally we had scheduled Karen to be the spotlight speaker in Vancouver in November. But since we're collaborating now, I'm just kind of trying to figure it out because I have double speakers.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't forgotten you, Karen. I'm just trying to keep that all, juggle all that stuff. So we still have a few people still in their breakout room. They're making the most of that conversation. So they must be good conversations going on. Now let's see. I've got Joel and, is everybody back?
Yeah, I think everybody's back, and I think
okay. Some
out.
people I know had to drop off. Mm-hmm. So we'll go ahead and just finish up here. I know we're going over just a few minutes. If your schedule allows, we'll just finish up because I should have mentioned who our speaker is earlier, because I'm super excited about it for our August event. But we'll do some shout outs here. So this is the time in the program where if there's somebody that's still, you see their face here and you've done business with them, this is an opportunity to offer them a shout out, a testimonial of your experience working with them. So I'll go ahead and start off. I've been giving shout outs along the way here to Dorinda and Kathy, and just really appreciate their amazing product. And I don't know why I'm having issues today being able to pronounce things, but I wrote a note for me. Let me see if I found my note.
Live Kaya.
Live Kaya, not live. Live Kaya. So again, highly recommend.
Think of it as live happy, live healthy,
live happy.
Kaya. Yeah.
That's right. So again, get to know Dorinda, amazing entrepreneur, big thinker, and thank you for your contribution to make the world a more beautiful place with chocolate. And my other shout out is for Marley Huber. I showcased some of her pictures in my my slide deck today. Thank you again, Marley, and want to have you out to my garden again. Things are really taking off. Also, go to Exceptional-Connections, our Facebook page, because I posted set 1 of 2 sets of pictures. So if you want to see more peeks at my garden that the photography that Marley did, you know, there's another opportunity. Anybody else for shout outs? Just raise your hand. Kim.
Shout out to Cindy. I got on the banner season program and it's been really easy, and I'm sending out brownies to different people. So that's really fun. And Cindy was really helpful in helping me get it set up and so forth. Also, Mackie jumped off, but Mackie, her body and brain yoga studio in Everett has been really helpful to me. I really love those programs. It's really, really good for your body and your brain.
I need to get plugged into her.
Well, and now that it's, you know, everything's virtual, you don't have to come to Everett, which is really nice. It's all on the computer, so you don't have to drive anywhere. And yeah, so I've been ramping up my yoga sessions with her. I'm trying to get myself to do 3 a week is my plan.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate that. So anybody else with a shout out? I see Rikshana's hand go up, and we'll do Dave.
I wanna give a shout out to Ken, and I refer him a client this morning, and it is just beautiful because she's been worried about all these particular things about getting a house, when to buy a house, and Ken gave her some resources. So it doesn't look like she's gonna take a year to buy a house. She might be even less than a year to buy a house. So to be able for him to give all the resources. And if you haven't had a chance to speak to Ken, he does help people buy houses. He's more resourceful and very well and diverse in communities, and helps a lot of people in different ways. So thank you, Ken.
Awesome. So how about Dave?
Well, I'll do second the same last 2 people. So Ken is great. Ken has a goal of impacting 1 million people by the time he leaves the planet. And so if you want to be one of those 1 million, have a conversation with Ken. He's a great coach. He's got a lot of insight and a lot of wisdom. And so take advantage of that virtually or in person. And then I'm also on the brownie bandwagon. So I've been sending brownies to my new clients from banner season. And it's really amazing. They you know, we'll be on calls working together and like, hey, by the way, thanks for the brownies. Those were awesome. And a little side benefit. Sometimes I mistake the address, and then they come back to me and I get brownies. And so they're really, really good. So check them out. Send brownie to a friend.
I have a shout out too for you, Cindy. I want to show you my cup I made on banner seasons.
Oh, nice.
Right, and it's
That's beautiful.
That's my logo for my other chocolate company. So I made a mug for myself. We don't do the brownies because we make our own brownies, but
yes.
You have other awesome things.
Yes, we do. Thank you. And that's a big mug.
I know, right? That's why I liked it, because
it's really big. It shows up.
I kind of messed it up though, because you can hardly see the logo, but I'm going to go back in there and give it another shot.
Nice. And beautiful logo too, showcase.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Last shout out? Raise your hand. Okay, moving on. All right. Any announcements? Anybody have anything, a program or anything that they're doing that they want to let other people know about? All right. Well, I will share then. I'll come back to you, Ken. Go ahead. What do you have?
We do a home buying class, and it's all virtual now, so anybody in the entire state of Washington can join me. But we're doing it this Saturday. We do it from 10 to 3. It's a state requirement. I'll put a link in, so if you know anybody who's interested, they can come to our class. We do this every single month, and with interest rates so low and prices where they are, it truly, truly is the best time to buy. The average buyer right now can actually, it's more affordable than when their parents bought a house. It's more affordable than when my parents bought their house.
Wow.
So I just wanted to announce that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Put that in the chat box. That'd be great. Thank you. Okay, I have a big goal this month. I am determined to get to 101 on our Exceptional Connections page. So my ask for everybody is before you get off this line or when you get off the line, go to YouTube. And if you have a YouTube channel, unfortunately you have to have a YouTube channel, go and subscribe. We're at 50. We need 101 to get a vanity URL. So love to be able to subscribe to you. Feel free to send me your YouTube channel and I'll subscribe to you as well. But I've got some goals for doing some lessons gleaned from the garden videos. And again, I made a mistake of not putting this earlier. So if anybody has ever met Deborah Trapin or heard her before, this woman is amazing. She's going to be talking about fire up your moxie. She's always talking about moxie and how important it is to have that swagger, and uncovering, empowering and encouraging your best self. So we talked about, what message do people need to hear right now, men and women, business owners, in the midst of COVID. And just like we, had some inspiring messaging from Brenda, I am super honored. It took a while to get her calendar cleared, but Deborah Trapin is going to be a spotlight speaker. She's actually going to share for 30 minutes. So we're going to trim where we can in our program to give her the extra room to share her powerful message. Our Super Summer Special is still going through August. So that means that anybody who's attended for the first time, so any of you, can invite a guest at no cost. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal. Love to have you invite your guests, give them, be able to introduce them like you saw on our call today. So even though we are, physically not able to connect, I'm so thankful that you've joined us today. For those of you, we went a little bit over, but thank you so much. So great to be able to see all your lovely faces. Even though we can't hold hands, we're still in this all together. And I just want to thank you for joining us for Exceptional Connections July event. The link for our August event will go up tomorrow, and love to have you join us and be able to showcase you either as a spotlight vendor or to be able to just let people know what you're up to in our community. So thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you, Cindy. Bye-bye.
Take care. Wonderful summer. I'm going to be on my garden this afternoon. Take care.
Have fun in the garden.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Rikshana, for your support. Great to see you, Dave. Thank you. Okay, now I gotta make sure I come over here and grab my chat box.
So I just came in for the grand finale.
The grand finale.
At the end of the meeting?
Yep. I just have to, I can't leave it until I get my chat box.
All right.
Stop share. Okay, okay. Hey, Rikshana, I can't hear you.
I was trying to save the messages.
Oh.
The computer accidentally just logged me out while I was trying to save it.
Oh, that's okay. I wanted to make sure, because last time, now I'm trying to look here to see, somebody said you can participate, no one host, everyone, everyone publicly and privately. I guess the only way I can see is just to grab and thank you. You know what, Rikshana, I am so grateful to have you in my life. You are such an amazing contribution. And I want to encourage you. You are getting powerful. Powerful. I feel it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. I mean, your graciousness, your confidence is just beautiful to see.
through the fear. We practice through the fear, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we all do that. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm with you, girl.
Yeah.
But I just want to encourage you. No, I'm not having a hard
Okay, so I was getting private message. So Ken wanted Gail's information, and I was trying to message her, and I don't have Gail's information. So
Okay.
if you can email me Gail's information, so you can connect her to Ken.
Okay.
Because she, I don't think she was paying attention on the chat,
Okay.
and I don't know who else wanted her
So
information.
how do you, I'm trying to grab this and
Uh-huh.
it's not letting me copy it.
So I think what it does is you can save it on a folder or on a file. When you click it, it'll give you Dropbox, Microsoft, Google, Box, or your computer.
Where is that? Is it
On the chat? On the chat, there is on the right hand side, just there's like two boxes. One is for file, and then one it says participants. You see that?
Okay, I see participants.
Okay. Do you see a file, like another box that says file?
No.
Okay.
I see participants, chat, and then let's see, more. Ask all to unmute, play sound, lock meeting, enable meeting, mute all, invite.
Okay. So yeah, on my section here, I have two boxes. One it says files, where you're able to save it on your computer or a Google Drive or something. So I don't think you have that on your computer. Or maybe it hasn't updated it because it's a different version too. But
So
how
were
did
you able to grab the entire chat box?
I hope I did. So let's see.
Double check it, because I can't even,
Okay, hang on, let me see.
I can't even highlight it. Let me see if I can try it again. Oh, good. Okay, if I do it from the bottom, it'll let me highlight it right now.
Okay. So yeah, it only got the last 20 minutes. It didn't get the whole thing. So that's why I was trying to log in back in. I'm like, okay. So did you save it all, the chat?
I'm gonna grab it. I grabbed it and I'm gonna save it, and then just give me a second. I'm here. I'm gonna.
Okay.
What the heck is going on with this PowerPoint? Okay, there it is. Okay, so now I'm just gonna get rid of that, and then let me. I think I need to. Well, the breakout, it took a little bit of time to match everybody, but it went pretty smooth this time.
Yes, it did. Well, it's the practice, Cindy. You're getting more, isn't that? We get all confident when we practice, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm always petrified about that part. Okay, so exceptional connect. Let me just grab a folder here. It was so great to have thank Philip for us. I hope he enjoyed being
yeah, it was at
to
the
have
last
him.
minute. Yeah, I will have him back. It was just the last minute he had to pull in from a meeting. But I think just for him to come in at the last minute, I'm like, honey, please, please.
That was so kind of him. Please thank him for us.
Okay, but I will have another girl. Her name is Barbara. She's up in Roseburg. She's on our board meeting. So I ask everybody, and she's available. She's recently retired, so she's going to be joining us once a month. Now we have
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So, and thank you for welcoming everybody at the beginning, because our first meetings, people weren't using the chat box, but I see that they're doing that more now, and I love it.
Yeah.
So I've got all the chat box saved from your very beginning to the last one on here. I just want to make sure I got all of it.
Yeah, I was thinking just keeping track of the chat and just, that's one less distraction for you too.
Well, I just can't even get in there. So I couldn't do it. 10, gosh, there's 11 pages of chat.
Okay.
So I don't know. I felt bad. I could not even say her company's name.
Oh.
Live Live. I kept messing that up. That was my big boo-boo for the day.
You did amazing. You were everything was easy. You made everything so easy, and everything on the screen on the side, even though you're probably feeling hard on yourself, everything looked smooth coming on the side, on the other side of the
Okay,
screen.
good. Okay, so I do have that copied, and then see if you can, on your side, if you can do the text. I just can't. It says save. Oh, save chat. Save chat.
There you go. Good.
Where did it save though?
You probably saved on where your Zoom, you know how it
Oh, on the
says it
Zoom.
on the
Is
Zoom.
Zoom as a text box. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can
okay.
send that to the vendors now. Okay,
And then
save.
you,
Okay, I get it. It does say save chat at the top. I missed
Mm.
that before. Okay,
awesome.
but I didn't. It doesn't have a click like a. Well, I clicked save chat twice, and then I cut and pasted it. So at least we've got that.
Yeah, it'll be under your Zoom box, because I think your Zoom box will have audio. I think it has MP3 and
Yes.
Zoom, and then you
Yes.
have another box that says
Yes.
chat.
So we, so Kim wanted the exceptional insight. She wanted that.
I sent it to her already, because I connected with her through the box.
How
So I'm
did
like, let me
you
just,
how did you get it?
because I recorded her. I had permission to record, so I recorded her from the beginning and the end, the introduction and then the end. So I also CC'd it to you later. You're gonna see it. So I'm like, oh,
Okay,
yeah.
but will I get it in my Zoom also, or did you record it on your end?
I only recorded her section on my end, but I forwarded to you only her section. I didn't record the whole thing.
So I won't get that on the email, the Zoom, just what you gave us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think
Because you're a co-host, you could then record it on your own. Is that how that works?
yeah, because I was able to click on her because I was co-host. I was able to record her.
Okay. Okay. And then for the speaker, you did that then too, right?
No, for the speaker who recorded it was oh my gosh, the who was it? Somebody else recorded it, and she sent me a private message.
Was it Amanda?
No, it wasn't Amanda. Oh, now I can't remember who it was. Oh my goodness. Somebody recorded it, and she was our previous speaker. The beginning of our speakers. What's her name? Oh my God, I can't remember. Debbie Page. She sent me a message. She said she went ahead and clicked record, so she recorded it.
Okay.
Yeah, Debbie Page recorded it, because I was trying to click record and I couldn't. So Debbie Page just was able to take over, and just like I clicked on like awesome.
Because I tried to record it too,
Mm-hmm.
but Debbie was already talking, so I don't know. I hope we didn't mess it up.
Yeah. So no, she has the recording of the speaker.
Okay.
I think Debbie recorded the whole thing though.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she recorded the whole thing, because I was keeping track. Actually, I was keeping track of